Jocchan here. Time for another review. Although this one we're going to do a showdown. We're going to pit three microphones, well, camera microphones and regular microphones, against a product that we just received. It is a Zingyou ZYUD1 microphone. It actually is one of the more inexpensive microphones on the market that we found. Also, it gets some pretty good reviews on Amazon. And frankly, my wife was using my Yeti too much. A lot. For a lot of her stuff. It's just, we were trying to share the mic back and forth, and there were times when it's like we literally needed another microphone so she could do what she's doing and I could kind of do my stuff at the same time. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pitting this thing, which is what I just said. This is the Zingyou ZYUD1. It is not a major name brand, but on Amazon you can get this sucker. It's pretty inexpensive, like maybe about $30 give or take right now. Anyway, so it's not a major microphone, and we're going to pit this sucker against a Blue Yeti. Now, if you look up Blue Yeti brand, this is what I'm actually using right now. I've been using it for years. I went out and I bought like a high-priced microphone just because I kind of got tired of going through cheap microphones and they just didn't work. So we're going to go in against that, and we're going to throw in a little Logitech 922 Pro quick cam thing. So this is something you can get. It's roughly the same price as the Yeti, like around $100, although they're probably less now. Your Yeti will run you probably, you can get them on sale for about $89, sometimes less, give or take. Usually you're going to spend about $100 for one of these things. And it has your full volume control, so you have underneath, you do have a port you can plug in for headphones so you can hear yourself. This is a full pro grade type thing, although a lot of pros will say Yetis suck and there's better stuff. I'm not an audiophile, so I just get what works. It does have a onboard setup for gain, and you have a pattern thing which will change how the microphone receives sounds. Right now I have this set for testing on both the front and the back reception. It's kind of the one I commonly use. And this thing, which is one we're going to be testing against the Zingyou, it's mostly meant to receive sounds in the front. This is, everything comes in right here. That's where the focus is, so it has only a little bit on the sides. So this is a more focused mic. I'm kind of expecting it to do a little bit better than the Yeti when it's right in front of the face, maybe, because it's going to be focusing right on the voice. But we'll see. It does also have a gain control on the unit, and it does have a microphone jack, so you can hear yourself or monitor as you go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. This is the test of a Logitech 922 Pro webcam. You don't have manual gain controls, but I will try to use the system gain controls to slowly turn this down. So 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. This is the test of a Blue Yeti microphone. Again, starting from maximum gain. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. This is the test of the Zingyou microphone. It is placed about a few inches away from my face. So 1 2 1 2 1 2, gain going down. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. And we're back. So I think from what we can tell from all these tests, going through them, and you've heard the differences in the sound. One, the quick cam, the little Logitech thing. No, I mean, when I had to manually lower the gain thing and shift it back, that thing faded out very fast. The quality was all right. It was adequate if you're doing streaming, if you're doing a lot of content things online. It's adequate. You can get by, but the quality was not all the way there. Zingyou, I'm actually very impressed with this little microphone. It actually did way better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I've seen all the inexpensive microphone reviews on Amazon and various sites, and they just don't cut it usually. They're just very tinny sounding. The voice is just and they pick up. They don't have a good gain control on them. This actually did extremely well. When I lowered the gain almost to 0, that's when it started to lose. All of a sudden the voice went off, so it kind of lost everything. But it wasn't as bad as the Logitech. So that was the good thing. Against the Blue Yeti, between these two, I mean, as you could tell, the Blue Yeti was like very, very sensitive. In the background, you probably hear like some machinery running. That was my PC tower. Now, the Blue Yeti picks up everything. It is very sensitive, picks up every single thing in the room. You have to really tune that thing down, and even when you put it all the way on 0, it still has a pretty good gain. It's still picking up sounds, versus these, where these are all already gone. So if you are on a budget and you're getting into content creation, you're getting into streaming, you're getting into things like that, I highly would recommend one of these. This is a very good quality for what it is, and it would be perfect what you're doing. Frankly, if I had found out about one of these before I had bought the Yeti, I may have saved some money. So I would have been like, this I can get by on. Ultimately, I do love the Yeti, though. It still has served me well. It still does everything I want it to do. If you're doing stuff that's more that's a bit beyond, and you need a very good mic, I definitely recommend the Yeti. Yeti's great, or go with a better brand. But for this review, we're just showcasing these three. And ultimately, yes, I definitely do recommend the Zingyou. It does a very good job, especially if you're on a budget. That's it for this review. Thanks for joining, and remember to like and subscribe. All right, bye.